Welcome to Church Life, where faith meets everyday life. I'm John.
I'm Ed.
And each week we're diving into real conversations, biblical truths, and stories of how God is moving in our world today. Whether you're walking in strong in your faith or just exploring, this is a space for you. So grab some coffee, open your heart, and let's grow together, because this is Church Life. All right, welcome back. Ed, you here with me?
I'm here and ready.
All right. Thanks for joining us today for a special Mother's Day episode. Today we're celebrating the strength, grace, faith of all the women who pour into our lives every day. I know mothers that are still with us and not with us, they've really impacted us and molded the way we are today, hopefully for the good.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Moms are amazing. Wives are amazing.
You can't forget those animals.
No, we can't forget those. And what they pour into the church and ministry in the Bible as we read is just remarkable. But also their role in culture is so important. And so we want to recognize them this week.
Absolutely. I know you've got a couple scriptures you was wanting to look at and probably dive into that reflect a lot of the mothers that are listed in the Bible. I've got one that I was kind of leaning towards, Proverbs 31:25. She is clothed with strength and dignity. I find that really, really powerful, I guess you could say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Proverbs 31 is loaded. If you were going to look for a wife or a righteous wife, a good, productive wife, read Proverbs 31. It's kind of intimidating to women, and it's something almost unreachable in my mind to look at all the attributes, but it's a beautiful passage, and it talks about her being clothed with strength and dignity. Her position is strong and secure. She knows who she is. And what I like in that scripture is her children call her blessed, happy, prosperous, to be admired, that she is a blessing and to be praised, to be admired. It also says her husband, also he praises her, talking about her excellence and all of her attributes. And Proverbs 31 it's an overwhelming chapter, but it's very enlightening, and I think all women should read it and consider how to grow into some of these attributes.
Oh, exactly. Think about the women in Scripture. Hannah, who played through tears; Ruth, who strayed from faith through grief; Mary, the mother of Jesus, who said yes to God's plan, not knowing the pain that would come of it.
Yeah. Those that you mentioned, when you mentioned Hannah and what'd you say, Ruth?
Yes, Ruth. Not Babe Ruth, y'all.
Things didn't come easy for them. Things came really difficult for them, and so the facade for young women is that sometimes they see a Hallmark or a Lifetime movie. This is how a home should be cleaned, how it should be decorated, and how it's supposed to be prepared for her husband and children. That's not how reality is. We all know that. We live in a working culture. But Ruth had lost her first husband, and it was hard. And she went through grief. She went through relocating. And so becoming a wife a second time, or a mother, it didn't come easy. So she worked at it. And Hannah, motherhood was impossible for her, except for God heard her prayer and allowed her to be able to have a child. So neither one of them had it easy. No. It was not a Hallmark movie. Uh-huh. There were tears. There were some struggles that went on with their motherhood.
Yeah, their strength wasn't loud. It was rooted in faith. That's the same strength that we see in the mothers, grandmothers, and the mentors around us today.
So what is one of the most memorable times to where your mom's character really stood out to you?
Some of them she probably wouldn't want me to talk about on here.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom, if you know her, she is a character.
You wouldn't guess that, but she is.
Yes. I mean, she's deep in her faith, that's for sure. Yeah. She's rooted. I mean, her. I was brought up in a family that was very. I guess you would say we were close. We all fought for each other, not against each other. I'll tell you one time, one time we was at church and I was playing trucks underneath the pew with another kid that went there. I mean, we was having a good old time, and my mom, she kept tapping me, trying to, get me to come out. And I just kept on playing. Finally, she pulled me out and I was like, what is the matter? She's like, listen, you need to get up here and sit beside me. You're 15 years old.
Oh my.
It's time to start listening.
No, you're lying.
I am.
Okay. Oh my. You're soon to get married. You gotta pay attention in church.
Yeah, come on now. No, but I did used to play trucks and stuff. And, it wasn't so much of it's kind of like how our kids are. We wanted them in church. We know that they don't really understand a whole lot about it, but it's the concept of being here and being around the people.
Sure.
That brings them up and they slowly start to learn. It's the same thing with me. I didn't really know why I was there, but I just knew that I had to be there. My mom wanted me. She planted that seed in me that I needed to be there, regardless of what it is. But
yeah. So, Christian mothers, that's their goal, is to get their kids in church. It's not easy. I've seen a lot of women, good Christian, godly women, they couldn't get their husbands in church, but it's always their desire. And, it seems like women are, when it comes to spiritual things, at times they are more sensitive and
they are more diligent about winning their family. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's your wives, your mothers, your grandmothers. I mean, they're the backbone to your family. I mean, regardless any way you want to look at it. I mean, I always say that, you know, I wear the pants at my house, but my wife picks them out for me.
That's right.
You know, I mean, it's the truth. You know, same thing with your moms and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So many good memories with mom and, her faith, her ability to dream, her ability to envision was amazing. One of the ladies in the Bible that really sticks out, you know, of course we have some wonderful women here in the congregation that are just extraordinary human beings that give so much to the church, that give so much to the community. And, we can't say enough about the women's ministry here as well. Young girls, older women. Let me ask you a quick question though before we dive into a scripture. So what is one of the most funniest things that have occurred with our women here in the church at Greenville First Assembly?
Oh, I have to tell you. I mean, should I leave names out or?
Oh, no, spill them if you want.
Okay, I've got you. I'll tell you, you know, one Mother's Day that we had here at church, a beautiful soul. Yes, she is.
She meant well.
Yes, she did. She meant well. Miss Tackett, your wife.
Oh, okay.
Actually, wonderful lady. If you've ever met her, you'll remember her. I mean, wonderful lady. But she was going on with our Mother's Day stuff, and what was it? She said, anyone's welcome if you're a mother or a daughter, or you don't have to be a mother or a daughter. And we started just, we've heckled her for, I know, but a good while now.
A long time.
Good while now. And I mean, it's funny to think about, but, you know, they wear capes. They're superheroes, but, you know, hey, they're funny also.
They are. And what amazes me is the ability, the talents that are just natural to them, to organize things, to see things through, and to not make a big deal about it. It's amazing. The end result's always encouraging. One person in the Bible that really stood out to me when you and I were talking about this is Mary, the mother of Jesus. And we know that God chose her. He saw her heart, and she was the one, the Virgin Mary, to give birth to Christ. But the first scene, one of the second scenes that I see with her, or I don't want to say second scene, but it's later on in the Bible when Jesus is a little bit older, they went to a wedding, and at this wedding they ran out of wine, and she looked to Jesus and told him to take care of it.
Yeah.
And what I see in this is, it's just like all moms. She saw the good in Jesus. Of course, she knew the ability of him, but she saw the good and the ability, and she wanted other people. She wanted him to make a difference.
Yes.
And he did.
I'm just agreeing.
And he did. Okay. So he did. So he turned the water into wine. He felt like it wasn't his time. And thank God for mothers that push us. Sometimes they put a little thorns in the nest, to be like, it's time to fly. It's time to grow.
Yeah. Ultimately, they see the potential in you, whether you can see it or not.
Yes. Yeah. And they do. And that's how God sees us. And sometimes we can't see it. Maybe we have a lack of confidence or whatever. But moms, they see it because they instilled it. So they know it's there. And they just want to bring it out of us.
Exactly. Yeah. My wife, she I feel that she sees what I can do whenever I can't, and she encourages.
Yeah, because she knows your talents, she knows your abilities, and she knows your heart, and she knows what you can be good at. And it always takes an outside source. That's part of a marriage or relationship. You see the potential in each other. When Jesus chose the 12, I would assume not many people would have saw what they could be. But Jesus did, and his mom did. The one thing I saw about Mary was also that she was always present in his ministry. She was a participant. She was there. She was part of things, a very instrumental part to the success and ministry, as well as many women and many relatives to Mary. They really made ministry possible for Jesus, his siblings, and the disciples.
Even though Mother's Day can be joyful, but it can also be complicated. Some of you are grieving, waiting, and walking through pain, and we know it. And you're not alone.
There's a lot of young ladies, when they're young, they think about being a wife, being married, going through the ceremony, and finding the right person is a challenge. And, they imagine ever since they're real small, they're carrying babies around because even young girls are just remarkable in their intuition or discernment, that they're just, women are made different.
Oh, yeah.
And so their journey may not be easy to find the right person, to have children. One thing that we see today more than ever is, and, we may not want to get into this, but, one thing we see working mothers. In the past, many mothers stayed at home and they were able to mentor their kids, but now moms are wearing a lot of hats. They're mom, they're an employee, they take care of the house, they manage things. But even nowadays, we are seeing more disabilities in children. And so what is a easier time for some may not be an easier time for another mother that is taking care of a child that may have behavioral disorders or whatever it may be, or physical disorders. And so
it might have been my mom too, behavioral disorders. That was probably a handful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I came from the age to where they hadn't diagnosed those things yet.
Oh, okay. You wasn't labeled, but you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, hindsight, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I might have been hit over the head a couple of times with a wooden spoon. I don't know.
Yeah. But we do want to wish everybody a happy and blessed Mother's Day. We do admire our mothers. They're just tremendous leaders in our life. And if we live to be 100 years old and our parents are not here or mother's not here, I think they'll forever be an impression in our heart.
Absolutely.
And our mind. And so pretty amazing. We can't say enough about this topic.
And coming back to the scripture, Proverbs 31:25, what does it mean to be clothed in strength and dignity? What does it mean to you? Ed, what does it mean to you?
Clothed in dignity and honor is to be clothed in strength and honor are her clothing. It is her attributes. It is her spirit about her. It's not doesn't mean her outward appearance or anything, but it's all the interior parts of her makeup as a woman, as a mother. Strength and honor are her clothing.
You know, you mentioned earlier where we jumped down to Proverbs 31, verse 28. Her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her. It's since I shared a memorable story of maybe a funny time or a time that stands out, you know, with my mom. Give us one of yours. I've met your mom, and I know she's not with us here now, but what a remarkable woman. I mean, God-fearing. I mean, just loved her church, loved her son. I mean, you could just tell it. You must have been her baby boy.
Oh yeah, I was the youngest for sure. What really stood out about Mom was, even when she didn't have nothing, she never complained and she never assumed, but she was always had vision, always had heart and hope. When I didn't see hope or anything, she felt that it was her role, because I understood things were tough, and it was her role to make sure the vision and the hope was never compromised, and I appreciated that. So whether we had money or no money, whether we had a functional or dysfunctional family, she always stepped in with vision and hope, and it really stood out to me. And another thing that really stood out to me, there's many things, especially when she would come to spank me if I got into trouble. She would chase me and I would run because I was afraid. And by the time she finally couldn't catch me because I was quick, and she would start laughing. She'd get so tired and exhausted and tickled, and so it would always end up with her laughing. But she hung in there pretty good. But one thing that really impressed me about her was my sister was very sick at a young age with juvenile diabetes, and Mom's goal was to try to save her life. And so Mom really poured into her, and times my sister was not compliant with the diet and all the necessary things, but Mom never stopped loving, caring, preparing, being creative with ideas, how to take care of her daughter. And she did a remarkable job, and her and my sister were extremely close, but then extremely would butt heads at time. But the closeness of them was amazing. And so mom did a lot of good things. She loved her church. She served in so many different ways, and I greatly appreciate her.
As we wrap it up, we want to leave you with this reminder. God sees your faithfulness. Your strength isn't something that you have to earn. It's something He clothes you in. Thanks for joining us. If this encourages you, share it with someone who needs it. And happy Mother's Day to all you from us at Church Life Podcast.
Happy Mother's Day. We love each and every one of the women here at church, all you mothers, and we applaud you.
Awesome. Adios.
Hasta luego.